Change is tough. It's tough for all of us. As humans, we are creatures of habit. And as you get older, you're kind of stuck in your habits and routines, and it's even more of a challenge to adapt to new things. But you can and you must, because certain things you'll have no choice. And on that note, I want to share with you what I just experienced in life. I have an elderly mother. She's about 73 years old. And I just got her a new smartphone. And she had an old flip phone, a real old one. And she clung to that phone for the past 2 years because it's a 10-year-old phone at least. And she wouldn't let me help her get a new phone. She resisted the change. But it got to the point where her old phone was dying and they really don't make smartphones anymore. So I used it as an opportunity to upgrade her phone so that she can get something good out of it. You know, I'm going to share with you 3 ways to teach an old person a new phone. Get ready. But sometimes in life, people have to have no other choice before they will choose change. Sometimes a relationship has to get so bad that there's no other choice other than to get out of it. Okay? Sometimes you'll make such a bad investment that you're pretty much going to go broke, and that's the only way you get out of it. Sometimes people have to bottom out. So for this scenario, my mom's phone was dying, and I said, Ma, you're going to leave yourself vulnerable if you need to call for help, whether 911 or me, and your phone dies. It would be better if I could call you if I was in a different state, if I was in Florida and she was in New Jersey, and you could see me, video call. I had to sell her a little bit on how it's going to benefit her, because people resist change for the fear that they're going to lose out on the comfort of what they know. And sometimes people cling to what they know, even if it's painful, because it's comforting knowing that they know what to expect. The unknown is fear, and fear paralyzes us and will even cause us to stay in a place that's unhealthy. So the bottom line is, it was an opportunity to transition my mom from an old phone to a new phone. So what I did, step 1, the first step into getting a new phone for an old person is, if you're going to assist them, go to the store without the old person and review the phones that you're going to present to the elderly person to buy. And if so, even choose the phone, meaning that when you go in the store, there's 10, 20, 30 different types of phone. And we know through human study that humans get paralyzed when they have too many choices. So step 1 is to narrow the choices of the new phone. Because right there, you can lose a lot of people, especially an elderly person. If you walk in a store, there's 30 phones, and you say, okay, Ma, what do you want? What do you mean? I don't know. What does this do? What does that do? So how do you select a phone? By understanding what you need from the phone. Always start at the basics. You need to call, you need to text, and then anything other than that is beyond the basics. Okay. So for me, we needed to call and text, and we also needed a front-facing camera. Most smartphones have them. And that was pretty much the main criteria. So what I looked for, which I kind of always look for when I'm in doubt, is I know she didn't need the highest model. She didn't need a $1,000 phone. I tried to avoid the lowest model, the $100 or so phone and the refurbished, and I got a medium grade new phone. Okay. A couple like a year or 2 old, but it was still new. So those are run between $200 to $400. Okay. And they just add them to your bill. But I went prior to bringing my mom to the store. I went to the store. I selected the phone. I told her about it before we went, how much it was going to cost, what the process is to upgrade, how long we're going to be in the store. We're going to be in the store, Mom, for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes. This is how much it's going to cost. They're going to add to your bill. I did as much research prior, before bringing her there, as to avoid that extra anxiety. Okay. Now, there's different ways to buy a phone. You can have it shipped to your house. I don't like having it shipped to your house because setting it up on your own, it's not hard. But to me, It just brings another level of anxiety. I like that. If there's an issue activating the phone, I'm in the office already, and it's not a big deal. So step 1 is pre-select the phone, manage the expectation before you go to the store. Step 2, once you bring the phone home to your elderly person that you're trying to teach, focus on the basics. What do we need the phone for? To call and to text. Okay. So there's a million apps on the phone preloaded. So I deleted all of them off the home screen, and she's basically got 2 apps to work with. Practice making phone calls, practice swiping and unlocking the phone, practice texting, practice using an emoji even. And then gradually add maybe the WhatsApp video conferencing calls, the weather, different things like that. But step 2 is stay focused on the basics. Why do people resist change? Because of fear. How do you relieve fear? By keeping things simple. Even a complex smartphone that has 100+ apps, it's a very much a complex piece of machinery. But at its basic, a phone has a purpose of being a phone, calling and texting. For an elderly person, they don't need web design. Okay, they don't need apps for making thumbnails on YouTube videos. They need phone app and texting app, and they need to learn how to unlock their phone and just do that. Okay. Step 3 is give them 21 days to figure it out. Okay. It's said that the human needs 21 days to adapt to something new within their routine. Okay. So I said, Ma, for the next 21 days, for about a month, for the next month, we're not going to work on anything else. Okay, we're not going to work on how to do this with your phone, how to do that. I want you to practice every day for a month on texting, calling, texting, calling, texting, calling. And once in a while, you sprinkle in some things like, how to get a voicemail, this and that. But it takes 3 to 4 weeks for a person to adapt to a new thing. And even old people can adapt. Maybe a little bit painful, okay? And as a supervisor, as a teacher, don't stay around them too long. Teach them a little bit and then leave them alone. Because if not, they're going to ask you to do everything and you're going to get frustrated. And then come back once in a while, check in on them, go over it again. You're going to go over the same thing again. Leave them. Let them practice. Let them do. We learn by doing. We learn by doing. We're going to get frustrated. We're going to get pissed. But keep it simple. Keep it basic. Narrow the focus. Narrow the focus of phone selection. Narrow the focus of simplifying what the core use of a phone is, which is making calls and texting. And then give time and allow the other person to do it without you present. Check in and then back off again. Those are the 3 steps and the general rules to teaching an old person a new phone, and just in general on how to teach things and how to overcome fear and how humans adapt, the time and the way we can make that adaptation period less painful. Hopefully that helped. If it did, I appreciate you. Click the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace and love.